हेलो हेलो हाँ ठीक है। हाँ हेलो ए वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। कि तोड़ना है हर पिंजरा मेरी उड़ान अभी बाकी है। तोड़ना है हर पिंजरा मेरी उड़ान अभी बाकी है। मंजिलें जमीन भर नहीं आसमान अभी बाकी है। लहरों का थमना नहीं समंदर की बेबसी। लहरों का थमना नहीं समंदर की बेबसी। बाहर खामोश से ही भीतर अभी कई तूफान बाकी है। Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of 75 years of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, Inkdew Litfest, in association with Kendriya Sahitya Academy of Letters, a very warm welcome to you on this beautiful poetry conference organized by Inkdew. Inkdew, where ink is the blood of life, let your ink shine like the dew. Well, before proceeding ahead, let me give you my introduction. I am Sarita Naik, Assistant Professor in English, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. By profession, academician, but by passion, I am a poet. So I have the privilege to become the coordinator of this list feast, for which I extend my heartily thanks to Dr. Manoj Kumar Hota and Pradeep Kumar Hota. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, our chief guest and all other dignitaries have arrived. Without any delay, I would like to welcome our chief advisor of Inkdew, Pradeep Kumar Hota, to stage. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to welcome our chief guest, Executive Director M&R Sushil Kumar Padhi, to come upon the stage. I will request Pradeep Kumar Hota to usher on him to the stage. Next, I would like to welcome our guest of honor, Sir Sri Krishna Singh, on stage. Next, I would like to welcome our GGM CRG PK Behera onto the stage. PK Behera. Next, I would like to welcome GGM H&A Sri MP Samal to stage. Next, I will welcome our founder of Inkdew, Dr. Manoj Kumar Nayak, on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin anything auspicious, we always light the auspicious flame. It is our culture to remember God Almighty before everything we do or start. जैसा कि हमारी देश की परंपरा है, किसी भी शुभ कार्य की शुरुआत हमेशा ईश्वर के नाम के साथ होती है. So let us begin this conference seeking the blessings and presence of Almighty. May I request our honorable chief guest and other dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the auspicious lamp. I will request Rasmita to play the bhajan.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकायं सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशरं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभं गम्यं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिर्विद्यानगम्यम् वन्दे विष्णुर्भवभयहरो सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसतं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपतिरखिलं मधुरं वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वशनं मधुरं बलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतिरखिलं मधुरं रेणु मधुर रेणु मधुर प्राणी मधुरो पादो मधुर नृत्य मधुरा मुख्य मधुरा मधुराधिपतिरखिलं मधुरं गीता मधुरं पीता मधुरं भक्ति मधुरं तृप्ति मधुरं रूपा मधुरं रुलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतिरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतिरखिलं मधुरम्। नमस्कार।
Ladies and gentlemen, एक और परंपरा है अतिथि देवो भव. We would like to welcome our esteemed guests by presenting them with bouquet. So I request Seema to present the bouquet first our chief guest Sushil Kumar Padi, then to other dignitaries. Next, our guest of honor, Sri Krishna Singh. Next, present the bouquet to P.K. Behera. Sri P.K. Behera, sir. Next, present the bouquet to our GGM H&A Sri M.P. Samal. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be our privilege and especially my privilege that I am getting the opportunity to read out the introduction of our Executive Director, Sushil Kumar Padhi. A graduate in mechanical engineering from Sambalpur University in the year of 1985, joined NALCO as graduate engineer training in 1985 and since continuing. Have extensive experience in operation and maintenance of material handling system, process equipment, static and dynamic equipment. Headed predictive and condition monitoring activities of smelter plant of NALCO. Work as head of maintenance of Asia's largest alumina refinery, a certified lead auditor of ISO 9000, Total Quality Assessor, Certified Statistical Problem Solving Counselor, extensive exposure to quality circles, 5S Kaizen, QIP, Process Improvement Team, Six Sigma and Business Excellence Assessment in line with EFQM model, completed International Master in Business Administrator from University of Ljubljana, Slovenia, sponsored by the Minister of Mines, Government of India, and Department of Public Enterprises. Currently, heading at Executive Director M&R, Mines and Refinery Complex of Nalco, Damanjodi, handling construction management of millions ton of expansion project of Nalco, opening of 75 million tons of bauxite mines, cross-country pipeline, township expansion, overlaid convener of 7 km with steam generation plant, acted as nodal officer for development of MSME in Odisha, part of team Odisha headed by Honorable CM of Odisha, participated in World Aluminium Conference in Essen, Germany in 2010, represented NALCO at Bangkok in International Convention of Quality Circles, 10 at United Kingdom by MS Cable Belt on long distance conveying technology. Thank you, sir. It is our privilege that you are our chief guest on this conference, and it is our pleasure to have you on the stage. Next, I will give to introduce our guest of honor, Sri Krishna Singh. Krishna Singh sir is an eminent poet. He is a peerless personality of undivided Koraput. Undoubtedly, he is the pride of our state, Odisha. He is renowned as an eternal leader and freedom fighter will never fade away from our memory. He is an inspiration for all generations. It is true that we cannot emulate his quality, but we can try to learn the best thing from his life. Thank you, sir, for having you here in this stage. Next, I would like to introduce our GGM CRA PK Behera. After completing his BSc Engineering in PK Behera, his full name is Pramod Kumar Behera, GGM CRG M&R Complex. After completing his BSc Engineering in Mechanical Engineering from University College of Engineering Bulla under Sambalpur University, presently VSS UT in 1986, Sri Behera started his career with National Aluminium Company Limited Nalco in December 1986 as graduate engineer trainee. During his long service association of more than 3 decades with NALCO, Sri Behera has worked at Mines and Refinery Complex Damanjodi, Smelter and Power Complex Anugul and Corporate Office Bhubaneswar. From his vast professional experience, which nested from project execution to plant operation and maintenance, NALCO has been immensely benefited. He has contributed significantly towards a predictive maintenance culture across the Navaratna PSU NALCO. He has been trained extensively at reputed institutions like Emerson Process Management, Knoxville, USA, NICAD Associate, UK, National Productivity Council, TQM International CIL, SKF in the field of condition monitoring, maintenance management, reliability, NDT, and total quality management within India and abroad. Apart from his industrial area, he also contributed technical papers on various maintenance philosophies, both nationally and internationally. Few of his papers has been awarded with gold medal. He has also presented his papers and delivered talks at national and international seminars organized at the Institution of Engineers, India, Indian Institute of Academic Institution. Sri Behera is a fellow member of the Institution of Engineers, world's largest multidisciplinary engineering professional society in the field of engineering and technology. Presently, he has been placed M&R Complex as Group General Manager. Thank you, sir. We are proud that you are here. Next, I would like to introduce our JGM HRA MP Samal. Sri Mani Prasad Samal. He is an BSc Geology from Ravenshaw College, PGDPM, and IR from Madurai Kamraj University, MBA from Slovenia, LLB, DIP, SADP. Thank you, sir. We are glad that you are here with us. Now, I will request our founder, Dr. Manoj Kumar Nayak, to present the report card and welcome the wonderful gathering. Please, sir.
There was ink, but when there was light, it shined like dew, and we call it Inkdew. So, respected ED Susil Kumar Khadi sir, respected GGMHA MP Samal sir, respected GM sir PK Behra sir, and our guest of honor Krishna Singh sir. I welcome to the world of Inkdew. So, what is Inkdew is? So, when God created everything, there was no music. There was only stones and there was only non-living beings. So, He created something like that can flow, like rivers, breeze, but there was not music. So, He created fountains, so there was music. Yet, the only thing that could express the beauty of his creation was poetry. So he created man. Yet it was not sufficient, so he created poet in man. So that's where we find Inkdew. So Inkdew is a dream. It's a dream come true. In 2015, we conducted our first Kendra Sahitya Academy and Rajya Sahitya Academy Litfest at Nabarangpur. There was so much of struggle when we started, but yet we have to learn so many things and so many things, so many things. Even after celebrating this Lit Fest at rural areas in historical places where people didn't have a road to go, we conducted the Lit Fest at that place. And one of the example was Podagad, where people didn't even know what Podagad is. There was no road, and we celebrated a Lit Fest dedicating to Podagad. And you know what Podagad is now. There is road, this is a tourist place, and there are so many things. So that's what literature can do to the society. We have moved forward far away, and we have now reached the global arena. So we are proudly saying that we have conducted digital Litfest even during the Corona times, where poets from 50 countries celebrated the verses in our digital meets. And till now, we have conducted more than 1,000 Litfest digitally. And unfortunately, when we cannot stream, but now we are streaming our poetry, streaming our Litfest to various social media channels as well. And we have conducted research on different tribal activities like ornaments. And you know, when a person gets birth or dies, people sing. So that place is Koraput. We are Koraputia. So when a person dies, we sing to express our grief. So there are so many different type of songs, like when people meet each other, when after long time, or when they bid goodbye to their daughter, we sing. So after that, we created Oili Bola. Oili Bola means the songs of tribals. So that was a big hit in 2016. And after that, we have conducted Litfest on how man is worshipped in our community. That is Manava Samajre Manava Devata at Kosagumda, Nabrangpur in 2020. That was a very big hit because 50 poets recited poem on that same topic, and we conducted Litfest at Chitrakut as well. And those two places, we have to travel 50 kilometers in 2 days and conducted Litfest in two different states with 500 poets. And after that, Corona struck us. We were disheartened. Everything stopped. We were screaming and then Inkdew started to give smiles on the voice of the poets. We started our digital Litfest, and in 2 years we have conducted more than 1,000 digital poetry meets. And finally, we are here celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Inkdew National Litfest. Thanks to Nalco, thanks to our guide, our ED sir, JM sir, and this was possible. Otherwise, international poets and poets from around 20 states of India have arrived here, and we have started this Litfest very smoothly. And really, we all are proud of it, and we all Damanjodians are proud of it. So to this grand lit fest I welcome our beloved Idisar, respected Idisar, and we welcome to this lit fest our respected GGM HA MP Samal sir. We welcome our respected GGM Sirji PK Behra sir, and we welcome our guest of honor, who is a freedom fighter, who gave who was a Sarvodaya movement, who was very involved in Sarvodaya movement, and who is the soul and blood of this Koraput soil, Krishna Singh sir. And I welcome everyone, we all the ink divers on this grand stage of Ajadika Amrit Mahotsav Inkdew National Lit Fest 2022. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manoj Kishore Nayak, for your inspiring and motivational words. Service to mankind is the service to God. It's we very well understood your passion towards the Inkdew, and you are the man of the moment of this list phase. Thank you once again, sir. Now I would like to request Sri Krishna Singh to welcome the gathering, this wonderful gathering. Please, sir, come here, and we are very privileged. It is our privilege. We are very happy that we have found here. Sir, आप बॉसी की पढ़ हाँ?
ठीक আছে
Okay, thank you.
ମୋ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ଡାଏସ୍ରେ ବସିଥିବା ଏକ୍ଜିକ୍ୟୁଟିଭ୍ ଡିରେକ୍ଟର ମହୋଦୟ ଏବଂ ଅନ୍ୟ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ତ ଠିକ୍ କହିପାରୁନି, ସମସ୍ତ ସମ୍ମାନିତ ସମ୍ମାନନୀୟ ନାଲକୋର ପ୍ରମୁଖ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକର୍ତ୍ତା ଏବଂ ମୋ ଆଗରେ ଭାରତବର୍ଷର କୋଣ ଅନୁକୋଣରୁ ଆସିଥିବା ସାହିତ୍ୟିକ ବନ୍ଧୁଗଣ, ମୁଜିବୁର କହିଅଛି ବାংলার বেতার କରର କଙ୍କଣ ଭାଙ୍ଗ ଯେତେ ସବୁ ନାରୀ ବଙ୍ଗଳାର। ମୁଁ ବାଂଲାଦେଶର କବିଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି ମୋ ଆଗରେ ବସିଥିବା ସମସ୍ତ ସୁନାମଧନ୍ୟ ମତ୍ସ୍ୟଜୀବୀମାନଙ୍କୁ, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଏକ ଆଗାମୀ ପୃଥିବୀର ଭୂଗୋଳର ରେଖା କାଢ଼ିଦେବେ, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ସମଗ୍ର ପୃଥିବୀର ମାନବୀୟ ସଂହତି ଏବଂ ମାନବୀୟ ଏକାଇକୁ ଆୟୁଷ୍ମାନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ନିଜକୁ ଉତ୍ସର୍ଗ କରିବେ ଏବଂ ଏବେ ସୁବେଳ ଆସୁଛି। ଆମେ ବହୁତ ଭାରାକ୍ରାନ୍ତ ଏବେ ଆମେ ଏବେ ଏପରି ଏକ ଉପଲବ୍ଧି ଭିତରେ ପହଞ୍ଚିଛେ ଯେଉଁଠି ଏବେ ଆମେ ସବୁ ଭେଦରୁ ଉର୍ଦ୍ଧ୍ୱକୁ ଉଠିବା, ଧର୍ମ ନାମରେ ପୃଥିବୀରେ ଅନେକ ରକ୍ତପାତ ହେଲାଣି। ଯେପରି ଯୀଶୁ ଈଶ୍ୱର ନୁହନ୍ତି, ଈଶ୍ୱର ପୁତ୍ର, ଯେପରି ଶ୍ରୀ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ ପୃଥିବୀରେ ଗୋଟିଏ କାଠର ଦେବତା, କାଷ୍ଟର ଦେବତା, ଯାହା ଆଦିବାସୀ ସଂସ୍କୃତିରୁ ଯାଇଛି, ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ କଲଚର। ଏମାନେ କୃଷ୍ଣ ରାମ ବି ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ଦେହଧାରୀ ଥିଲେ, ତାଙ୍କର ମୃତ୍ୟୁ ଥିଲା, ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି କର୍ମ ଭଗବାନଙ୍କ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ନେଇଯାଇଥିଲା, କିଛି ବାଣମୟ ତାଙ୍କର ମାନବ ସମାଜକୁ ଦିଗ୍ଦର୍ଶନ ଦେଇଥିଲା। ସେ ଗୀତା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ବାଇବେଲ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, କୋରାନ କୁହନ୍ତୁ। ତାତ୍କାଳିକ ସମାଜରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଇ ମହାନ ଧାର୍ମିକ ପୁରୁଷମାନେ ଜନ୍ମଲାଭ କଲେ, ସେତେବେଳର ରାଜତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ କି ସାମ୍ରାଜ୍ୟତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାର ଅଗ୍ରଭାଗରେ ଧର୍ମ ରହୁଥିଲା। ବୋଧହୁଏ ଧର୍ମ ନିୟନ୍ତ୍ରଣ କରୁଥିଲା ଶାସନ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାକୁ। ଆଜି ଆମେ ତଥାପି ନିଜକୁ ସେ ସଂକୀର୍ଣ୍ଣ ପରିସର ଭିତରେ ଆବଦ୍ଧ କରି ରଖିଛନ୍ତି। ମାନବ ସମାଜ ସତେ ଯେମିତି ବହୁତ ଛୋଟ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଏ ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ ଆଦିବାସୀମାନଙ୍କର ଚିନ୍ତା ଚେତନା ପାଖରେ। ଆମେ ଯେଉଁ ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ସଂଖ୍ୟକ ଲୋକେ ମୋ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ଆଧୁନିକ ଚେତନାର ବାହକ। ସେମାନେ ଦିଗ୍ଦର୍ଶନ ଦେବେ। ଉପନିଷଦ କହିଲା କବି କ୍ରାନ୍ତଦର୍ଶୀ। ଆପଣମାନେ ଏଠିକି ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, ଇଏ ଏପରି ଏକ ପାବନ ଭୂମି କୋରାପୁଟ। ମୁଁ କୋରାପୁଟ ତରଫରୁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି। ଏଇଠି ଅଳ୍ପ ଦୂର ଉଜ୍ଜୟିନୀ, ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ପାର୍ବତ୍ୟ ପଥ ଅଛି, ଲୋକେ ଚାଲିଗଲେ ଉଜ୍ଜୟିନୀ ଯାଆନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଉଜ୍ଜୟିନୀର ଲୋକମାନେ ଆମର ଗୁପ୍ତେଶ୍ୱରଙ୍କର, ମହାଦେବଙ୍କର ଜାଗର ମେଳାକୁ ଆସିଥାନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ଆମେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଉଜ୍ଜୟିନୀ ମହାକାଳେଶ୍ୱର ମେଳାକୁ ଯାଉ। କିଏ କ'ଣ କହୁ ପଛକେ, ଏଠାରୁ ଅଳ୍ପ ଦୂର ପାଖାପାଖି 100 କିଲୋମିଟର ଭିତରେ ଯେଉଁ ରାମଗିରି ପାହାଡ଼ ଅଛି, ଯେଉଁ ରାମଗିରି ପର୍ବତ ଅଛି, ସେଠୁ ମେଘଦୂତର ଦୂତ ଯାଇଥିଲା, ଯକ୍ଷର ଦୂତ ଏଠୁ ଯାଇଥିଲା। ଏପରି ଅନେକ ବିଦ୍ୱାନ ମାନେ ମତ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି। ଏଠି ତମସା ନଦୀ ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ସେ ଓଡ଼ିଆ କବିର ଗୋଟିଏ କବିତା ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି। ମଙ୍ଗଳେ ଅଇଲା ଉଷା, ବିକଚ ରାଜୀବ ଦୃଶା, ଜାନକୀ ଦର୍ଶନ ତୃଷା, ହୃଦୟ ବହି କର ପଲ୍ଲବୀ ନିହାର, ମୁକ୍ତାଧରି ଉପହାର, ସତୀଙ୍କ ବାସ ବାହାର। ପ୍ରାଙ୍ଗଣେ ରହି କଳକଣ୍ଠ କଣ୍ଠେ କହିଲା, ଦର୍ଶନ ଦିଅ ସତୀକୁ ରାତି ପାଇଲା। କବି କହୁଛି ତମସା ରହିଛି ଅନାଇ, ଦୟାକରି ତୋତେ କୋଳ କରିବା ପାଇଁ। ଏମିତି ମୁଁ ସ୍ମରଣ କରିପାରୁନି, ବହୁତ ବୁଢ଼ା ହେଇଯାଇଛି। କହୁଛି ମା ସୀତା, ତୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ତମସା ନଦୀରେ ଗାଧଉଥିବୁ, ତୋ ଦେହରେ ଲାଗି ହେବା ପାଇଁ, ତୋ ଦେହକୁ ଟିକେ ସ୍ପର୍ଶ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ବହୁତ ବଣ ଫୁଲ ଭାସି ଭାସି ଆସୁଥିବେ। ଦୟାମୟୀ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପୟରେ, ଦୟାକରି ନଠେଲିବୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପୟରେ। ଗୋ ଦୟାମୟୀ ସୀତା, ତୁ ତୋ ପାଦରେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଠେଲି ଦେବୁ ନାହିଁ। କୋଉଥିରେ? ନା ପୟରେ, ସେ ପାଣିରେ। ତେଣୁ ଏଠି ବାଳି ସୁଗ୍ରୀବଙ୍କର ଆବାସ ଭୂମି, ଏଠି ବିଶ୍ୱର ସର୍ବଶ୍ରେଷ୍ଠ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଗରିମାଯୁକ୍ତ ମଲ୍ଲ ହନୁମାନଙ୍କର ଇଏ ଭୂମି। ये किष्किंधा, ये माल्यवंत गिरी, जहाँ ए मालकानगिरी है। तेणु बंधुगण, ସେମାନଙ୍କ ତରଫରୁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ ତମସା, ମୁଁ ଝଞ୍ଜାବତୀ, ମୁଁ ନାଗାବଳୀ, ମୁଁ ଦେଓମାଳି, ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ସର୍ବୋଚ୍ଚ ପର୍ବତ, ଯେଉଁ ପାର୍ବତ୍ୟ ପାଦଦେଶରେ ଆପଣମାନେ ଉପବେଶନ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି। ମୋତେ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗୁଛି ଯେ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି। ବିନୋବାଜୀ କହୁଥିଲେ ସହସ୍ର ଶୀର୍ଷ, ମୁଁ ସହସ୍ରପାତ ମନେ ବି କହନି ଶ୍ଳୋକଟାକୁ, ଯେ ମୁଁ ସେଇମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖୁଛି ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଦିଗ୍ଦର୍ଶନ ଦେଇପାରନ୍ତି, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ସୃଷ୍ଟିକୁ ଉପଲବ୍ଧି ନେଇପାରନ୍ତି, ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଶହ ଶହ ବର୍ଷର ଆଗକୁ ଦେଖିପାରନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଆଗର କଥା କହିପାରନ୍ତି। ଦ୍ରଷ୍ଟା ଏବଂ ସ୍ରଷ୍ଟା, ସେହିପରି ପୁରୁଷମାନେ ମୋ ସମ୍ମୁଖରେ ବସିଛନ୍ତି। ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରଣାମ। ମୁଁ ନାଲକୋ କର୍ତ୍ତୃପକ୍ଷଙ୍କୁ ଅନେକ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦେବି। ମାନନୀୟ ଏକ୍ଜିକ୍ୟୁଟିଭ ଡିରେକ୍ଟର ଏଠାରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଅନେକ ପଦସ୍ଥ ଅଫିସର ଏବଂ ଅଡ଼ିଏନ୍ସରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ନାଲକୋର ବହୁ ବିଦୁଷୀ ଏବଂ ବହୁ ବିଦ୍ୱାନ ଭାଇମାନେ ବସିଥିବେ। ଆମେ ଜ୍ଞାତ ଆଉ ଅଜ୍ଞାତରେ ଏପରି ଗୋଟିଏ ଜାଗାରେ ଅବସ୍ଥାନ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯେଉଁଠି ଘର ଏମିତି ଗୋଟିଏ ଲାଇନରେ ମଝିରେ ଦୁଇ ପଟରେ ଦୁଇଟା କାନ୍ଥ, କେବଳ ମଝିରେ ସମସ୍ତେ ରହନ୍ତି, ଧାଡ଼ି ଧାଡ଼ି ଘର। ତେଣୁ ୟାର କଲଚର ହେଉଛି ବାଣ୍ଟି କୁଣ୍ଟି ଖାଇବା, ମିଳିମିଶି ରହିବା। ଏ କୋରାପୁଟ ଭୂମିର ସଂସ୍କୃତି ହେଲା ବାଣ୍ଟି କୁଣ୍ଟି ଖାଇବା, ମିଳିମିଶି ରହିବା, ଯାହାକୁ ଆଚାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ବିନୋବା ମାନବୀୟ ସଂସ୍କୃତିର ଆଦ୍ୟ ପ୍ରତୀକ ବୋଲି କହିଥିଲେ। ମୁଁ ବିନୋବାଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ପଦଯାତ୍ରାରେ ଆସି ଏଠି ଅଟକିଗଲି। ଏଠି ବଣ୍ଡେଡ ଲେବର, ଯାହାକୁ ଗୋଟି ପ୍ରଥା କହନ୍ତି, ଏଠାର ଋଣ ପ୍ରଥା, ଯାହାକୁ ଫାଇଦା ଶ୍ରେଣୀ ବାଡ଼ି କହନ୍ତି, ଯାହା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ସବୁ ଆମେରିକାର ଦାସ ପ୍ରଥା ବିଷୟରେ ଭଲ କରି ବୁଝନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ବହୁତ କମ୍ ବୁଝନ୍ତି ଏସବୁ ପାର୍ବତ୍ୟ ଇଲାକାରେ ସବୁ ସାଧାରଣ ମଣିଷମାନଙ୍କୁ କିପରି ଅତ୍ୟାଚାର କରାଯାଏ। ମୋର ଜୀବନ ସବୁଠୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ। ଆମେ ଯେଉଁଠି ବସିଛନ୍ତି, ଇଏ ମୋର ଗୋଟିଏ ସଂଗ୍ରାମର ଭୂମି। ତେଣୁ ଖାଲି ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ସେ ଦିନକୁ ସ୍ମରଣ କରି ଆଜି ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି ସେ ଦିନ ଯେଉଁଦିନ ମୁଁ କୋରାପୁଟକୁ ଆସିଥିଲି ମୋତେ ଲାଗୁଥିଲା ଇଏ 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 ବଣର ଶେଷ ନାହିଁ, ଇଏ ଅସୀମ ଏବଂ ଆମେ ମଣିଷମାନେ ସୀମାବଦ୍ଧ ସସୀମ। କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଲି ଚାହୁଁ ଚାହୁଁ ସେ ବଣ କୁଆଡ଼େ ଚାଲିଗଲା। ଅନଉ ଅନଉ ମୁଁ ଚାହୁଁ ଚାହୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି ଏ ବଣ ସବୁ କୁଆଡ଼େ ଚାଲିଗଲା ଏବଂ ଚାଲିଗଲା ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ନାଁରେ, ଚାଲିଗଲା ରାସ୍ତାଘାଟ ନାଁରେ ଏବଂ ଆମେ ବଡ଼ ବଡ଼ ଲୋକମାନେ ଆମ ଘରରେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଦରୱାଜା ପାଇଁ ଇଏ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେ କାଠ ସବୁ ତାଙ୍କ ହାତରେ କଟେଇ ନେଲୁ। ଗୋଟିଏ ଆଦିବାସୀ ଘରେ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟିଏ ଖଟ ପାଇବେନି, ଗୋଟିଏ ଆଲମିରା ପାଇବେନି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ଲାଞ୍ଛନା ଅଛି, ସେମାନେ ସିଫ୍ଟିଂ କଲ୍ଟିଭେସନ୍ କରନ୍ତି। ବହୁ କଥା ଯାହା ଆଜି ବି ଆବିଷ୍କୃତ ନୁହେଁ, ଏମାନେ ଯେଉଁ ଶୋଷଣ ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟାରେ ଯେଉଁ ଧାରାରେ ନିଜର ଜୀବନ ନିର୍ବାହ କରନ୍ତି ତାର ଆଜି ବି ବୌଦ୍ଧିକ ଅନୁସନ୍ଧାନ ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ଅଛି। ଏଠି 26 ପ୍ରକାରର ଆଦିବାସୀ ରହନ୍ତି ଏବଂ 26ଟି ଭାଷା ଅଛି। ଏଠି 26ଟି ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଅଛି କୋରାପୁଟରେ ଏବଂ ଭାଷାକୁ ନେଇ ବିବାଦ କେବେ ଏଠି ଦେଖାଯାଇନାହିଁ। ଏ ଗୋଟିଏ କୋରାପୁଟର ଗୌରବାବହ। ଇଏ କେବେ ମାନେ ନିଜର ଭାଷା ପାଇଁ ନିଜର ଜାତି ପାଇଁ ଲଢ଼େଇ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି। ଏଠି ସୌରା କନ୍ଧରେ କେବେ ଗଣ୍ଡଗୋଳ ହେଇନାହିଁ। ଏଠି କୁବି ଭାଷାରେ କି କୋୟା ଭାଷାର କେଉଁଠି ପ୍ରତିସ୍ପର୍ଦ୍ଧା ଦେଖାଯାଇନାହିଁ। ତେଣୁ ବନ୍ଧୁଗଣ ଏକ ପାବନ ଭୂମି, ଏକ ପାବନ ଭୂମି। ଏ ପାବନ ଭୂମିର ଗାଥା ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ମୋତେ ମୋର ଯଦି କ୍ଷୁଦ୍ର ବୁଦ୍ଧିରେ ଯଦି ଉପସ୍ଥାପନ କରିବାକୁ ହବ, ମୁଁ ବୋଧେ 20 ଘଣ୍ଟା ତା ପାଇଁ ସମୟ ନେଇପାରିବି। ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଏତେ ସଂକ୍ଷିପ୍ତରେ କିଏ ଉପସ୍ଥାପନ କରିବି। ଆପଣମାନେ ଆସିଛନ୍ତି ଆମକୁ ଅନୁଗୃହୀତ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଆମକୁ କୃତାର୍ଥ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ, ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ସ୍ୱାଗତ। ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣ ନାୟକ ତରଫରୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ, ତୁରୀ ନେଇ ତରଫରୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ, ଯାହାର କୂଳରେ ଦ୍ୱିତୀୟ ଜାଲିଆନାବାଗ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହୋଇଥିଲା 1942ରେ। ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ କେବଳ ଅନ୍ତରର ସଦିଚ୍ଛା ସମର୍ପଣ କରିବା ଛଡ଼ା ଆଉ କୋରାପୁଟ ପାଖରେ ଅଧିକ କିଛି ସମ୍ବଳ ନାହିଁ। ଆମେ ସିଡ୍ୟୁଲ୍ଡ ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ ରହୁ, ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ସବପ୍ଲାନ୍ ଏରିଆ ଭିତରେ ରହୁ। ଆମମାନଙ୍କର ଶିକ୍ଷାର ବିକାଶ ଆଜି ବି ତାକୁ ସ୍ପର୍ଶ କରିନାହିଁ, ଯାହାକୁ ଆପଣମାନେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ମୁଖ୍ୟ ସ୍ରୋତ ମେନ୍ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିମ୍। ଆମେ ସେଠି ଆଜି ବି ପହଞ୍ଚି ନାହୁଁ। ଯଦିଓ ମୋର ଜଣେ ବନ୍ଧୁ ଡକ୍ଟର ସ୍ୱାଧୀନ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ଜାଣିଥିବେ, ବହୁତ ବିଦ୍ୱାନ, ସେ IQ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲେ। ଗୋଟିଏ କୋଟିଆ କନ୍ଧ, ଯେ ଆପଣମାନେ ତ ବୁଝିବେନି, ଯେ ନିୟମଗିରି ପର୍ବତମାଳାରେ ରହେ, ସିଏ ସବୁଠାରୁ ବୁଦ୍ଧିମାନ ବୋଲି ତାକୁ ସେ ବାଛିଲେ। ଯଦିଓ ସେଠି ନବକୃଷ୍ଣ ଚୌଧୁରୀ, ମନମୋହନ ଚୌଧୁରୀ ଦାଦା ଧର୍ମାଧିକାରୀ, ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ପୁଅ ସୁପ୍ରିମକୋର୍ଟ ଜଜ୍ ଥିଲେ, ବହୁ ବିଦ୍ୱାନ ଥିଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଦେଖାଗଲା ସିଏ ହିଁ ଶ୍ରେଷ୍ଠ ତା ଭିତରେ ଇଏ ରହିଛି। ଆଉ ଏଠି ବି ଅଛି। ଏଇଠାରେ ଲୋକମାନେ କ'ଣ ନ କରନ୍ତି, ଏ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କର ଅପୂର୍ବ ସାମର୍ଥ୍ୟ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ ବ୍ୟସ୍ତ ହୋଇପଡ଼ିବେ। ଅଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ଆମେ ରୂପାୟିତ କରିପାରୁନାହୁଁ। ତାକୁ ରିଫାଇନ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆନ୍ଥ୍ରୋପୋଲୋଜିର ଏଠି କ'ଣ କମ୍ ବଡ଼ ପୃଷ୍ଠଭୂମି ଅଛି? ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣ ମହାପାତ୍ର, ଉଷା ଢେକା, ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ବିଶିଷ୍ଟ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ପତି ପତ୍ନୀ ପରେ ଡାଇଭର୍ସ କରିଦେଲେ ପରସ୍ପରକୁ, ସେମାନେ ୟାକୁ ପ୍ରଣାମ କରନ୍ତି। କହୁଛି ଏଠି ଆମେ ଖାଲି ଆନ୍ଥ୍ରୋପୋଲୋଜି କିଛି ପଢ଼ିଦେଲୁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ପ୍ରକୃତ ଆନ୍ଥ୍ରୋପୋଲୋଜି ରହିଛି। ତେଣୁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କଲା ପରି, ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କର ବୌଦ୍ଧିକତାକୁ ଆହ୍ୱାନ କଲା ପରି ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞା ମୋ ପାଖରେ ନାହିଁ। ତଥାପି ଯାହା ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି ସେ ସବୁ ତୋହର ପ୍ରସାଦ, ତୋ ପ୍ରସାଦ ତୋତେ ଅର୍ପଣ କରିବା ଅପରାଧ ହେବ ବୋଲି ଆମର କବି ଗଙ୍ଗାଧର ମେହେର କହିଲେ। ତେଣୁ ଆପଣମାନେକୁ ମୁଁ ଜ୍ଞାନର ଭଣ୍ଡାର ବୋଲି ବୁଝୁଛି। ପ୍ରଜ୍ଞାର ଏକ କ୍ରାନ୍ତିକାରୀ ଶକ୍ତି ସମଗ୍ର ଭାରତବର୍ଷର ଏଠି ଏକତ୍ରିତ ହେଉଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ଆହ୍ୱାନ କରୁଛି, କୋରାପୁଟ ତରଫରୁ ସ୍ୱାଗତ କରୁଛି, ପ୍ରଣାମ କରୁଛି।
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind and loving words. I understood a lot of things from your life story. Unity is strength, and when there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. We understood this fact. Now I will welcome our next dignitary, Mani Prasad Samal, GGM H&A, to come here and welcome the wonderful gathering. Please, sir.
Samastanku namaskar. Because the audience is supposed to be comprising of guests, literary figures from all over India and also some countries outside India, I will continue to speak in English, mixing it up with Hindi and Odia wherever possible as it comes to my mind. I will not make it a big speech. I am not good at speaking. And when especially you speak in front of great literary figures, you miss out some words. It's a very risky thing. Anyway, respected Chief Guest EDM under Shraddha Sri Sushil Kumar Padhi ji, very respected Sri Krishna Singh ji, who spoke so well about our literature, our local literature, our Odisha, is a great figure among us. He is a freedom fighter and a great literary figure from our place. Very dear Sri Pramod Kumar Behra ji, GGM CRG, respected Sri Hota ji, advisor to Inkdew, and last but not the least, his most important figure here, Dr. Manoj Naik, who is founder and organizer of this event, and his team. Welcome you all. Although welcome speech has been already made, I will just say a few things. Literature, first of all, we all know literature is never bound by any language. Whether you speak in English, Odia, Hindi, or any other language, literature doesn't require any specific language to be expressed. Literature goes beyond boundaries. Once an author, a poet, pens down something, it is only time which takes it beyond boundaries through expression of that literature through different languages. There have been so many examples. This morning I was going through the some write-ups here and there to know about history of literature. I was shocked to see it says, mainly the Google says that European literature, the Western literature is the oldest, is more than 5,000 years old. And Indian literature is only about 1,500, 3,000 years old. I don't know, but then it is again Europeans or the English people or the outsiders who have ruled us for so many years, who have ruled the world for so many years, and history is mostly written by them. So far, I think, and we know our Indian literature, not only Indian literature, the literature in Asian countries, this part of the world, this part of the continent, this Asian continent, is, to my mind, is the oldest civilization and the oldest literature which come from epics like our own Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other literature scripts in this part of the world. So we are proud of those things. We are proud of our own place, Odisha. This is a place, this is a land of people who are from outside the state. I take pride in saying that we belong to a land of Kavi Samrat. We say he is the king of all poets. Upendra Bhanja, Gangadhar Meher, Fakirmon Senapati, Godavaris, and many others. Those who are not named are great people. Those who are named, they are also great people. I must tell one thing. Through the ages, kings and emperors, if they have feared from somebody, they have feared only people who control the pen. We say pen is mightier than sword. It is not the pen with which the bureaucrats sign papers. It is the pen which the authors, the poets, express their thought process. They have played role through the ages in creating revolutions in the world. Wherever whatever history you read, you will see behind every revolution there is a great literature controlling the minds or inspiring the minds of millions of people. That is how literature contributes to human civilization. I will not speak more. I must congratulate Dr. Manoj Nayak, his team, for conducting these kind of programs. I was just talking to him. He's such a young guy. He started these kind of Litfests when he was in class 8. So he must be congratulated. I know he wanted some more help from us. Help will be coming, you know. Help will be forthcoming. NALCO will never be behind, never be wanting in supporting literature and local this kind of efforts by our employees, by locals. We will be always supporting these activities. Only thing that pains the audience. It would have been a better thing, more pleasing to our eyes, had we got a little more audience. Literature has been neglected by, generally neglected by people, general people. But the great figures, the poets, authors, they never care about things. They just go on expressing their mind, their thoughts, and it spreads among masses. That is how this Litfest will continue. This Litfest will continue to spread the message of literature. I thank all of you. I thank the organizers for inviting me and for deciding to hold this festival in Nalkonagar, Damanjodi. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring and kind words. And you didn't miss any words. You spoke very, very well about the literature. Literature has no longer literature, the language of heart, society, and country. Thank you, sir. And another point, sir, you made here that about we'll take care of that things. That next time when we will conduct our program, we will have our more participants. Will take care of these things, sir. Thank you so much. Now I will request, now I will welcome Sri P.K. Behra, Pradeep Kumar Behra, GGMC RD to come here and address the wonderful gathering. Thank you, sir.
I bow my head to Lord Jagannath, respected chief guest, Padi sir, dignitaries on the dais, respected delegates, other invitees from the country and also outside. Such a beautiful program. I do not know whether I can fit in to address such eminent galaxies or the writers in the literary field. I bow all of you and welcome to this Nalkos territory, that is Damanjodi, which is full of nature, Prakriti, and literature is no other than connecting to the Prakriti and divinity. Now, coming back to the literature, as my friend was telling, that it has certainly no boundaries, but, and he was also telling that it is something European or something like that. Yes, I agree that it is not that. In fact, literature finds its place in Mohenjo-daro, I mean, Mohenjo-daro civilizations, we know. So there are a lot of findings which gives a lot of thoughts or insights to the literature. Today we are celebrating here and this particular program on the eve of India at 75, Azadi ki Amrit Mahotsav, what our Honorable Prime Minister, a clarion call to the nation. So to synthesize, to recollect our capabilities, abilities, and prepare for the coming generations with a lot of complexities. So in that way, literature has a big role as it connects. It connects with the people, it enhances the culture, it strengthens the faiths and beliefs, what we are telling our kids, and we have been developed in Sanatan Dharma and wherever in the world, whatever the religions they follow, whatever the scriptures they follow. So faith and knowledge is the two sides and the more important vital parts of the literature. And once we have the knowledge and we put it in the practice, it becomes wisdom. And in the society, where now there are so many complexities when we go through the social media, I think there are a lot of workshops and the deliberations. I was just telling the organizers that why don't you have a special session on the various aspects of the social media? Because now people are very close and going through the good thing, bad thing, whatever you may say. And there are a lot of turmoils because of the social media. So literature can play a major role. So I was thinking, I think he said that yes, it will be deliberated in due course, I hope. Then coming to that 75 years of journey of our capabilities, abilities, we have faith that yes, we can win the freedom. Yes, we did. Now with that experience, now we are thinking of yes, we can meet the aspiration and persuasions of the not only nation, but the whole world. And just I'll tell that yes, it is a form of expressions, but beyond writing, there are a lot of expressions. Can we say it a literature? I think the eminent personalities here can debate upon. As we have in that Raganga, Bhavanga, Natyanga, I mean silent movements, can we tell? Apart from the whatever the writings. So after a few days we will have the world famous car festival, that is Rath Yatra. The Lord Jagannath will be giving darshan, coming out of his abode, giving darshan to each one and each one of us, irrespective of caste, creed, religions, nationalities. And when the chariot moves, one side there are devotees, the masses, the other side is divine himself, which connects, which pulls that thread, that rope. Say, Dodi, I wish that this Inkdew Litfest at this juncture will do that. Let it connect with the divine and let it be pulled on Badadanda. Let this yatra goes on and on and on, and let the devotees get that taste of Amrit, of divinity or divine through this particular fest. I wish this program will be surely fulfill the whatever the aspirations we have, and the delegates and other participants. And most importantly, as a common man, not that much enriched with the literary activities or the linguistic or English proficiency, or whatever proficiency you can say, whatever the language, what should I do? What should I do? And there is Veda. It says, Sradhavan lavate jnanam. That starts. And I take a vow, at least I may not able to make good compositions like you people, but I take a vow to read with that love, dedications, devotions, and compassions. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. With the blessings of Lord Jagannath, may this festival, this Inkdew, progress more and more in the journey of Literary Fest. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Now I will welcome our chief guest, Sri Sushil Kumar Padhi, Executive Director, M&R, to come here and address the wonderful gathering and also inaugurate the function of 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Inkdew Litfest in association with Kendriya Sahitya Academy of Letters. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. First, good afternoon to all of you. Respected Sri Krishna Singh, my colleagues Mr. Samal, Mr. Behra, Mr. Hota, and the organizing committee secretary, I believe, Mr. Dr. Naik, delegates from different parts of the country as well as from the state. And I've been given understanding we have delegates from Bangladesh. We are delighted to have you, ma'am, here. And gentlemen, we welcome you here in this part of Odisha. And I'm delighted to see, though not many faces, but at least a group of intellectuals trying to revive the literary manifestations of people in this part of Odisha. That definitely fascinates me. I request the organizer to please at least pass on a bottle of water to all the delegates. It's 1 o'clock. They must be feeling thirsty. I saw some of our delegates painstakingly taking a bottle of water. Manoj, I ask someone to please give a bottle of water to all our delegates, if you can, please. That would be really nice. Having said that, we grew up, or I grew up with Mr. Samal and Mr. Behra at a age or at a, part of life where we have been trained differently than these current generations. Many of us, you do agree with me, I believe. We had the wisdom of William Wordsworth. I have been specially trained with the poetry of Milton, the prose of J.V.S. Selden, the passion and emotions of Shakespeare, especially English literature. I must say that I'm not an exponent in uh, literature or any other things, but I must confess or I must admit, my mentors have adequately trained me in the etiquettes of literature, including diction, punctuation, grammars, expressions, so many things. I believe many of you, being the creative persons, you are aware of that. I want to recall one thing. In the words of Shakespeare, literature is the compressive essence of intellectual life of the nation. It's a very prudent, very old saying of Shakespeare, but still I thought this is contextual to this gathering. And I picked up two words, intellectual and comprehensive essence. Normally, literature reflects the ongoing things of society, or one can safely conclude these are the mirror of society. That we agree. But with the passage of time, the literature I have been trained, I had nothing to be ashamed to say. My parents or the neighbors of our times used to ask how much you score in math, how good you are at math. I'm an engineer by profession, and nobody did ask me how best you are in English or history or literature or your mother tongue. Okay, it pains me normally because I'm a avid reader, and I'm not ashamed of that, saying that though I'm an engineer by heart, by passion, or by nature, I love literature. The poetic expression, the kind of etiquette, the kind of horizon the literature has, magnanimous. You can't express through words. And you guys are lucky, or I'm jealous of you. You could put up your words through a books or through poems. And that fascinates me. And I'm today very happy. I'm surrounded by a bunch of elitist, I'll say. Though I don't believe in divisive you know, policies. But still, I say, I'm proud to say that you are the elitist, you are the creator, you are creating a society where every individual has a freedom to express himself or herself or his country or his society without any fear or perplexion. And that's fine, really. That's brilliant, really. But having said that, with the passage of time, there is a onslaught of Facebook, social network, and so many things. This so-called classic literature. I always say classic literature or the classic composition, prose, poem, poetry, bedtime story, or history, or Shakespeare melodrama, or passion, or emotions. Those are the gone with the time. But those are the immortals literature that we have witnessed in our life, and we can't forget that. But the today's generation, I'm not blaming anyone. I feel there is a disconnect to the literature. The expression, the words of choice, the punctuations, the etiquettes of literature, the grandeur of literature, I'll say, is missing. I'm not a critic, but it definitely pains me when I pick up a book from Amazon and starts reading. After few pages, I don't feel excited to read the entire poetry or the entire composition or the contents because it doesn't fascinate me. So we, as a Litfest, we all are morally and socially responsible to create an ambience where the new generations would be tempted to read or incline towards literature. And we have been failing in doing that because we do not have that kind of contents more attractive than Facebook or maybe the Instagram. And today, and this disconnect has to be bridged upon through this kind of Litfest. I'm happy when I was talking to Dr. Manoj and his team. Why you want to have a Litfest, international Litfest? We have from delegates from Bangladesh. Why do you have a Litfest at a remote place like Damanjodi? I had my own apprehension, but surprisingly, few things really do fascinate me. One thing, a perfect weather, a good corporate world, a good nature, you can say, and apart from that, there is a perfect, I will say, a cocktail of literature, literature loving people, and literature patrons here in this small part of world where you will find when he said me, we are trying to showcase local literature, and that would be magnificent. As a company where we believe in our inclusive growth, we can't leave aside literature out of our menu. And we have been doing successfully, not in Orissa, all over India, in our multidimensional facets of our CSR. And obviously, literature, art, crafts, culture, you know, that sits on our top of our business agenda. And I'm delighted today that though we have not been able to fully support him in a way, but at least looking at your beaming faces, I can go back to my office and get myself at least a big applause for myself, saying that such an event could be organized here. And this is because of you. I would appreciate, I would have appreciated, or I would appreciate in the upcoming events if Dr. Nayak and his team can bring in some literature students from nearby colleges or the school to just, infuse a kind of feeling towards literature, the passion towards literature. You know, that kind of passion today is missed with the new generations. That is my feeling. Where we have the constraints of or invasion of IT or the invasion of the new technology, modern technology, connectivity, and all these things. The habits of reading classic books or our typical contemporary books, even with the new authors, I don't mind really. That's missing. And I'm sure with help of all these things and the kind of program composition today we have, I'm sure and I'm confident with your intellectual bent of thinking process, we'd be able to succeed in such kind of ideas in our mind. And while thanking the organizing committee and all of you to making this event successful, I hope in future we'll be making this kind of event more intense and more meaningful. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. We well understood your passion for literature, and we are happy that you can also understand the language of poetry. All the great works of literature inspired by the exclusive beauty that Odisha possesses. And here in Damanjodi, it's full of natural beauty. And I am sure that all the guests who are here with us for this event will realize that by the end of this, Damanjodi is truly Odisha's best kept secret. Now I will welcome Sri P.K. Hota sir, Pradeep Kumar Hota sir, Chief Advisor of Inkdew, to come here or welcome the wonderful gathering. Thank you, sir.
हेलो हेलो गिरजा जहां पर है इस पर मैं तुम्हारी अलविदा नहीं है मस्जिद हमारी है मंदिर जहां वहां दिल से बोले कोई भगवान मुझे देख लो सही जहां श्री गुरु है वहां दिल से बोले कोई भगवान मुझे दिखा लो सही ए वतन मेरे वतन आजादी की अमृत महोत्सव इंकड्यू नेशनल लिटफेस्ट आज जो महाग्र वर्णाढ़ उत्सव आज अनुष्ठित होगा जाऊँगी सम्मानीय मुख्य अतिथि सहित मंचासीन अन्य माने आज उद्घाटन करिसेंती दिन भरी कार्यक्रम को आमे वर्तमान 1 घंटा बैक रे चलुचु जहाँ शेड्यूल्ड प्रोग्राम तथापि चेष्टा करुचु जे टाइम को आमे मेकअप करबा पई जा हो अतिथि माने भी आपण मान को स्वागत कले इंकड्यू भी आपण मान को स्वागत करुची आपण मान को हार्दिक अभिनंदन अंतरर गभीरतम प्रदेश रु जेतेबेले लॉकडाउन भारत वर्ष रे तयारी हला लॉकडाउन आरंभ होइतिला एई माटी रु इंकड्यू तार कार्य आरंभ कला ऑनलाइन डिजिटल वर्ल्ड पे मनीष जो मानसिक दुरावस्था भितरे गति करी जो वितस्पृह मनोभाव नहीं निज परिवार सहित निजर चाकरी जीवन को बिताउला कर्ममय जीवन को राजरास्ता रे असह्य जंत्रणा भरी हृदय को से विभ्रांत करुला मन को ता मध्यरे ए जो इंकड्यू सारा वर्ल्ड रो मन एवं हृदय मान को से एक आत्मिक आनंद प्रदान करुला लॉकडाउन स्टार्ट समय रे ओनली वन इंकड्यू ओडिशा रे काम करुला लिटरेचर को नहीं यही तेणुक आमे कहू ए दामनजणी माटी आमे जो शब्दर मिसाइल गुड़ाक तैयारी करथिलु ତାହା ହିଁ ଲକଡାଉନର ମଣିଷକୁ ଏକ ଆନନ୍ଦ ଦେଉଥିଲା। 1982 ମସିହାରେ ଏ ମାଟି ପରିଚିତ ଥିଲା କବିତା ରକ୍ତ 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 ରବି ସିଂଙ୍କର କବିତାକୁ ନେଇ। ଓହ, ଅବିଭକ୍ତ କୋରାପୁଟ ଜିଲ୍ଲାର ମାଟି କି ସାହିତ୍ୟ ରଞ୍ଜିତ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଏମାନେ। ମନୋଜ ଦାସ ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ରାଇଟର ଯିଏ, ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ବିଦ୍ୱାନ ଗଣ ଏ ମାଟିର ପାଦ ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ଅବଶ୍ୟ ଦାମନଯୋଡ଼ିର ମାନଚିତ୍ରଟା ସେହି ସମୟରେ ତିଆରି ହୋଇନଥିଲା, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆଜି ଦୀର୍ଘ 40 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଉ ଏ ମାଟିକୁ ଧନ୍ୟ କରିଛି, ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିଛି, ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ଦେଖିଛି ଏ ମାଟିକୁ। ଅବିଭକ୍ତ ଜିଲ୍ଲାର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମାଟି, ଏ ଶହୀଦର ମାଟି, ଏହାକୁ ସାହିତ୍ୟର ଏକ ରଙ୍ଗାରଙ୍ଗ ଭିତରେ ସାରା ଭାରତ ବର୍ଷରେ ଏବଂ ବିଶ୍ୱର ସାହିତ୍ୟ ଭଣ୍ଡାର ଭିତରକୁ ଠେଲି ଦେବା ପାଇଁ ଆଜିର ଦିବସ ମାନ୍ୟଗଣ୍ୟ ଅତିଥିମାନଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା ଆଜି ଉଦ୍ଘାଟନ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ କହି ରଖୁଛୁ, ଯେଉଁ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ହେଉଛି ଆମ ସାମ୍ନାରେ ଆପଣମାନେ ସଂଖ୍ୟା ଭାବରେ କମ୍ ହୋଇପାରନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେଉଁ ଲାଇଭ୍ ଟେଲିକାଷ୍ଟ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଚାଲିଛି 30+ ଚ୍ୟାନେଲରେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରିମିଂ ହେଉଛି ଅଲ୍ ଓଭର ୱାର୍ଲଡ। ଆପଣ ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣ ଏଠି ଶବ୍ଦଟେ କହିଯିବେ, ଲକ୍ଷ ଲକ୍ଷ ଗୁଣରେ ସେ ଶବ୍ଦ ଲିପିବଦ୍ଧ ହେଇଯିବ ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱ ଦରବାର। କାହିଁ ଲକଡାଉନ ସମୟରୁ ଏହା ଏଇଠି କାମ କରି ଆସୁଛି। ଆଜି ତାର ଚିତ୍ରଟା କେବଳ ବଦଳି ଦେଇଛି ଏ ରଙ୍ଗମଞ୍ଚ ଭାବରେ। ଏ ତ ଦେଶର ଗୌରବ ନା। ଆଜାଦି କି ଅମୃତ ମହୋତ୍ସବ ଯୋଉ 75 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ଭାରତ ଆଜି ପାଳନ କରୁଛି, ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଆଜି ଯୋଉ ପାଳନ କରୁଛି, ଓଡ଼ିଶା ସାହିତ୍ୟ ଏକାଡେମୀର ଜଣେ ଉପସଚିବ କହିଲେ, ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଇତିହାସରେ ଏଭଳି କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମ ଆଜି ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କୋଉ ଅନୁଷ୍ଠାନ କରିନାହିଁ ଯାହା ଦାମନଯୋଡ଼ିରେ ଅନୁଷ୍ଠିତ ହେଉଛି। ତେଣୁ ତ ପ୍ରାଧାନ୍ୟ ଦେଉଛି ଆମେ ମାଟିକୁ, ତା କଥାକୁ, ତା ପରିଚୟକୁ। ନହେଲେ କୁଇ ଭାଷାର କବି ଅନୁଜ ପ୍ରଧାନ ନାଗପୁରରୁ କେବେ ବି ଆସିନଥାନ୍ତେ। ପାନି ମାରିଗଲା ଯାଇରେ ନନା, ପାନି ମାରିଗଲା ଯାଇ। ସୁପୁତ୍ର ବସିଛନ୍ତି ସୁଦୂର ଜଗଦଲପୁର ଛତିଶଗଡ଼ରୁ ରଘୁନାଥ ମହାପାତ୍ରଙ୍କର ସୁପୁତ୍ର, ଯିଏ ମାଟିର ପରିଚୟ ପାନି ମାରିଗଲା ଯାଇ। କିଭଳି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିତ୍ୱ ଜାଗ ବାଂଲାଦେଶରୁ ଏମିନେନ୍ସ ରାଇଟର୍ସ ହିୟର, ଡକ୍ଟର ସିଗ୍ମା ସାରଥୀ फ्रॉम केरल, उर्मिला आचार्य फ्रॉम जगदलपुर, अन्यमाने भी वरिष्ठ, आकाश जी एमिनेंट एक्टर लिटरेचर पर्सन, आकाश जी फ्रॉम बॉम्बे। किभଳି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିତ୍ୱକୁ ପାଇ ଆଜି ଆମେ ଗର୍ବିତ। ଏ ତ 40 ବର୍ଷର ଯୋଉ ଇତିହାସ ଥିଲା, ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁଣୀ ମାନେ ଆସି ସୁନାବେଡାରେ ପାଦ ଦେଇଥିଲେ ମାଟିରେ, ଆଜି ଦାମନଯୋଡ଼ି ତାର ପୁନରାବୃତ୍ତି କରିଛି ଏ ମାଟିର ସ୍ୱାକ୍ଷରକୁ, ଦସ୍ତଖତକୁ ନେଇ ସାହିତ୍ୟର ଶବ୍ଦଟେ ଇଣ୍ଡିଉ ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ। ଅଧିକା କିଛି କହୁନି ମୁଁ, ସମୟ 1 ଆୱାର ବ୍ୟାକ୍ରେ ଆମେ ଚାଲିଛେ, କହିଲେ ରାତି ପାହିଯିବ। ତଥାପି ଯୋଉ ପ୍ୟାନେଲ ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଆମର ହେଇଛି, ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ଆମେ ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁଣୀ ମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଆମେ ବାଣ୍ଟି ବାଣ୍ଟି ଆଜି ଉପଭୋଗ କରିବା 2 ଦିନ। ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ସାର୍ ମାନେ ବି ପଶି ଆସିବେ, ଆମର ଅନୁରୋଧ କରୁଛୁ ମଞ୍ଚାସୀନ ମାନଙ୍କୁ, ଆପଣ ଯେକୌଣସି ସମୟରେ ବି ଆସନ୍ତୁ। ଆମର ଭାଷା ଲୋରିଆର ଆସିଛନ୍ତି, ସୌରା ଭାଷାରେ ଆସିବେ, ଭତ୍ରୀ ଭାଷାରେ ଆସିବେ, ଇଂଲିଶ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ ସହିତ ବି ସେଟା ରିସାଇଟେସନ ହବ। ଫ୍ରମ ସାନ୍ତାଳୀ ଜବା ମୁର୍ମୁ, ସେମାନେ ବି କହିବେ କି ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାଷାଗତ ଆମର ପରିଚୟ ଥିଲା। ଅବିଭକ୍ତ କୋରାପୁଟ ଜିଲ୍ଲା ଫ୍ରିଡମ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ଭାରତୀୟ ମୁକ୍ତି ସଂଗ୍ରାମରେ ଯେଉଁ ଅବଦାନ ଦେଇଛି ସାରା ଭାରତ ବର୍ଷକୁ, ତାହା ପାଇଁ ହିଁ ଏ ସ୍ୱାକ୍ଷର ବି ବନି ଯାଇଛି। ଆଜାଦି କି ଅମୃତ ମହୋତ୍ସବ, ଶହୀଦ ଲଖନ ନାୟକ, डॉक्टर सदाशिव त्रिपाठी, कोरापुटिया गांधी, राधाकृष्ण विश्वास राय, राधामोहन साहू, माधव प्रधानी, पपड़ाहांडी गुलिकांडर, आपणकर मोहम्मद बाजी साहेब, एमानकर माटी एटा शहीद लखन कोरापुटर माटी। जो अवदान स्वाधीनता संग्राम रे माटी देछि, तार तो किछ मूल्य अछि ना। आमे स्मृतिचारण करबा ना, आमे तो मने पकईबा ना। आज आमे खंडा काती धरी कि गुली धरी बंदे मातरम डाकरा न देई पारू, तांको पे तो कथाटी कहि परिबा, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन पे हमर वार्ता तो तयारी हेई परिबो। से वार्ताटा कौन? ये तो साहित्य ना। जोठी स्मृति नहीं, जोठी पूज्य पूजार कौन सी କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମ ନାହିଁ, ସ୍ମୃତିଚାରଣ ନାହିଁ, ସେ ମାଟି କେବେ କଥା କହିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। ନେଭର। ଆପଣ ମାଟିକୁ ପ୍ରଣାମ କରିବେ। ଷଡ଼ଙ୍ଗ ଦିବେଦି ମୁଖେ ଶସ୍ତ୍ର ବିଦ୍ୟା କବି ତଦି ଗଦ୍ଦମ ସୁପଦ୍ଦମ କରୋତି ମନଶ୍ଚନ ଲଗ୍ନମ ଗୁରୁ ରଙ୍ଗି ପଦ୍ମେ ତତାକି 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 ତବ। ଶଙ୍କରାଚାର୍ଯ୍ୟଙ୍କର ଏଇଟା ଶ୍ରୀଗୁରୁ ଅଷ୍ଟମ। ମାଟିର ଯଦି କଥା ନାହିଁ, ଅଞ୍ଚଳର ଯଦି କଥା ନାହିଁ, ଜାତିର ଯଦି ଭାଷା ନାହିଁ, କିଛି ନାହିଁ। ମଣିଷତ୍ୱ ହେବାର ଆମ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ସାମର୍ଥ୍ୟ ନାହିଁ। ସାଧାରଣ ଜୀବନଟେ ବିତେଇ ବିତେଇ ରାଜରାସ୍ତାରେ ଚାଲିବା ଅପେକ୍ଷା କର୍ତ୍ତବ୍ୟର ଧାଡୁ ଧରି ରାସ୍ତା ସଫା କରିବା ଶତଗୁଣେ ଭଲ। ଆମର ପରିଚୟ, ଆପଣଙ୍କର what is your name? Nothing. Simply you tell, my name is Onko. It is your identity. ମଣିଷ ଭିତରେ ଥିବା ମଣିଷ ପଣିଆ ଯେତେବେଳେ ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଚାଲିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରେ, ସେ ସମୟରେ ମଣିଷକୁ ରାଜରାସ୍ତାରେ ବନ୍ଧା ପଡ଼ନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ଷ୍ଟାଚ୍ୟୁ ଆକାରରେ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆରେ ରାଜନେତା ମାନଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟାଚ୍ୟୁ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେରିକା, ଲଣ୍ଡନ, ରୁଷରେ ଫିଲୋସଫର ମାନଙ୍କର, ରାଇଟର ମାନଙ୍କର ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟାଚ୍ୟୁ ଦିଆଯାଏ ଏଥିପାଇଁ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଜେନେରେସନ କିଛି ଶିଖନ୍ତୁ ତା ଭିତରୁ। ଆଉ ଅଧିକା କହିବା ନାହିଁ, ଆମର ଗୁଡ଼ାଏ କହିବା ସମୟ ହେଇଯାଇଛି। ମୁଖ୍ୟ ଅତିଥି ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ସବୁ କହିସାରିଲାଣି, ଆମକୁ ବହୁତ ସହଯୋଗ କରିଛନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହଯୋଗର ଆଭାରୀ। ତାଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା ହିଁ ଆଜି ଏତେ ବଡ଼ ଅଡିଟୋରିୟମ ପାଇଲୁ, ଇଣ୍ଟରନ୍ୟାସନାଲ ଅଡିଟୋରିୟମ ଭଳି ଲାଗୁଛି। ଆମେ ବି ପ୍ରଥମ ଥର ପାଇଁ ଏଭଳି ଅଡିଟୋରିୟମ ଦେଖୁଛୁ। ଏଠି ରଙ୍ଗମଞ୍ଚ ନାଟକ ହୁଏ, ସାହିତ୍ୟଟା କମ, ସାହିତ୍ୟ ପାଇଁ ଏଭଳି ଭାବରେ ଆସି ଆଜି ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱର ସାହିତ୍ୟ ଗଣକୁ, ଯାହାକି ସୋସାଇଟିରେ ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହୋଇ 0.2 ଭାବରେ ଗଣିତ ହେଇଛି ଆମର ଲିଟେରାରୀ ପର୍ସନ ମାନଙ୍କର 0.2 ରିସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କାଲିଟା। ସେଭଳି ଏକ ସମାଜକୁ ଆମେ ବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଦେଇପାରୁଛୁ ଦାମନ ଯୋଡ଼ିର ଏଭଳି ଏକ ରଙ୍ଗମଞ୍ଚରେ ଠିଆ ହୋଇ, ତାହାଠୁ ବଡ଼ କଥା କିଛି ନାହିଁ। ମୁଁ ତ ଏହି ନାଲ୍କୋ ଅଧିଷ୍ଠାତା ତଥା ଅଫିସର ମାନଙ୍କୁ, କର୍ମଚାରୀ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ମୁଁ ଆଭାରୀ ଜଣାଉଛି ଇଙ୍କଡ୍ୟୁ ତରଫରୁ। ଏଭଳି ଏକ ସୁଯୋଗ ଆମକୁ ଆଜି ଏଭଳି ପରିବେଶ ଭିତରେ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଯାହାକି ଷ୍ଟେଜ ଦେଖିଲେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଆଶ୍ଚର୍ଯ୍ୟ ହେଇଯିବେ। ଓଡ଼ିଶା ସାରା ଭାରତ ବର୍ଷର ଗୁଡ଼ାଏ କମେଣ୍ଟ ଆସୁଛି, ୱାହ 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 ହ୍ୱାଟ ଏ ଷ୍ଟେଜ। ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତୁ, ଏଭଳି ମେସେଜ ଆମ ପାଖକୁ ଗତି କରି ଆସୁଛି, ଆମକୁ କର୍ମ କରିବାକୁ ଆହୁରି ଉତ୍ସାହ ପ୍ରଦାନ କରୁଛି। ଆମେ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜ୍ଞାପନ କରୁଛୁ ଏ ମାଟିର ଅଧିଷ୍ଠାତା ମାନଙ୍କୁ, ଅଫିସର ମାନଙ୍କୁ, ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁଣୀ ବୈଜ୍ୟେଷ୍ଠ ମାନଙ୍କୁ। ଏ ମାଟିର ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କୃତଜ୍ଞ, ଏଭଳି ଆମକୁ ସୁଯୋଗ ଦେଇ ଆଜିର କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମକୁ ଆଗକୁ ନେବା ପାଇଁ। ରହିଲି, ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା ଆମର ପେନାଲ। ଟପିକ ଇଜ ଟପିକ, ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଣ୍ଟ ଇଜ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଣ୍ଟ। ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରୁଛୁ, ସେମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଆମକୁ ଅନୁଜ୍ଞା ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, ଆଦେଶ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମ ତୁମେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କର, ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅବାରି। ରହିଲି, ନମସ୍କାର। ଇଙ୍କଡ୍ୟୁ ତରଫରୁ ବୁଲୁହତା।
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Kindness is the best form of humanity. We understood your passion and your language and your thoughts. And we are immensely grateful to all the esteemed guests who come for this auspicious and gala festival. So on behalf of Inkdew, I render my unending gratitude to one and all. Especially, we are obliged to Executive Director M&R for his valuable time that he devoted for us, and also all other dignitaries who have given their precious time for the conference. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Now we have our launch program. So may I request all the dignitaries who are present on the dais and in the wonderful the guests who are present on the gathering to have our lunch program. Thank you. After the lunch, we have our literary session. Thank you. Sorry.